Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. There were several things in the newsroom to take a look into. I'm not going to remember precisely which one was which, but we'll be reminded soon enough. You find something interesting, 10 experience. You look up the date of the Galtz Prize. Apparently it's an award for extraordinary achievements in interdisciplinary... Wow, there is some insane typos there, which I don't even know if... I guess it's not that crazy, it's just the D and the I are swapped. But reading it, it was a bit much. Science. In 1788, it was awarded to 4 professors at SIT. Professors Gregory, Howe, Jeffy, and Melkwood for building some kind of antenna for listening to cosmic radiation. The presentation and subsequent celebration was emceed by Dean Wormwood. It's like neat to come and look these up, but they're more interesting when it very clearly leads into like a next thing for you to do. I'm looking all over the place, not at the camera, because I'm going to write down these names. And I'm going to go look at the logbook of those different professors, because I probably didn't check all of them. Probably didn't know some of them existed. There's at least something for me to follow up on then using that. August 2nd, 1792, died. Largest mouth Luke. Bass fish, large. Some eulogy. He was a fish, he was big, he was those things, and he was named directly after them. Halloween, 1626. The archive doesn't go back that far, but you do find an article about the village's 250th anniversary. I didn't even think to follow up on that 1600s date because I knew that it didn't go back that far, but this is all the more interesting. It says that the town was founded in 1626 by a man named Fulk Proctor and was considered a nice, if unremarkable, little village, until traders found the town completely empty in early November 1692, apart from one dark-eyed old man who joined them on their route back to Ocean City. After that, the town remained abandoned and undisturbed due to rumors of a haunting or curse. A spooky. Okay, all of those ended up just being very directly, specifically, experience. There wasn't, like, cool new things to uncover while going about that. Do you know what I might do here? Because I know that I can very much just fly through the different areas of this, like if there's a battle, you win it within like 1 millisecond anyways. I do want to just run around, quickly sweep places to see if they have radios. I guess I'll fight people, because I think if you don't fight them, you end up getting like negative stats weighed against you, like having a cowardly or whatever. But there is also that one like negative stat that you get for running away that's actually positive, so you know, whatever. There, that was the last bit of stench damage there. Hey, you got something you want to talk about, Alphonse? You've got a knife sticking out of you. Bah, not kill, make stronger. Were those guys even using knives? His HP's increased by 5. That's pretty solid. Yes, there is one in here. And now is up to 6. I'm pretty sure I need to get 11 because 11 is like always a thing in this game. I don't think the Fridge Factory would have a radio. In fact, I'm just going to skip ahead and I'll alert you to radios when and where I do find them. I can also stop and quickly try on all the different hats. I think I have like 3 or 4. I'm not even going to show it unless something specifically interesting happens as a result of that, because it's literally just going to be me swapping out hats and getting photos like 5 times. Oh god, what is that screeching metal sound? Alphonse, what are you doing to that car? Sharpen claws. Oh, well, I guess that's okay. Now, what are you doing? I don't know what all that is all about. His tail swipe now reduces enemy stats by 1 more. That was an absurd interaction. More so than usual, because they're kind of all absurd, aren't they? There was far less to be found than I thought, actually. I didn't end up finding one anywhere else, unless I missed some sort of, like, back room or something like that. Yeah, I kind of expected there to be more. I can go do the ones at the Crystal Dream Lake another time. I'm in no major rush. I figured I would just kind of little bit get the ball rolling. So let me see. Gregory first. Ansel Gregory, Associate Professor with Professor Fatamflof Schmidt, Chemicals, and Research Chair, awarded the Galtz Prize, and retired. Well, not that interesting. How? Again, fired due to an unfortunately poor documented incident involving salad. It is unfortunate that it's not very well documented. I would want to know more about that. Awarded the Galtz Prize, and Milkwood retired. Okay, I thought that looking those up would lead to something a little more interesting. That was basically nothing, but at least I went and checked it out. Let us go to the crash site. See what's going on with all that. Swamp gas clouds the sky, the heavens alight with strange new constellations, unlike any you've seen before. The swamp stars draw the outline of a flamingo attempting to swallow a car tire. Wherever you go in this swamp, know that you shall be under the sign of this unhealthy bird and all the protection it entails. I guess I'm glad for that. What the hell is that? Is that a breathing apparatus? No, it's just a scarf. But his scarf is like not very like fluid. It's like got this rigid like joints on it. It's a grumpy looking pilot. Seems like you've got kind of a problem here. Ha, you think? Yeah, 3 kinds of problems I got, if you don't count the headache. My plane being stuck ass downward in this swamp is just the most obvious one. Anything I can help with? My name's Grammy, by the way. Rhonda Rasmussen. Hi. And yeah, if you got some time on your hands, you can bet your buns I could use it. Well, I'm not the betting type. What happened? I'm looking to be the first to fly a plane all the way around the swamp in one go. See? Nearly made it too, but first to fly nearly all the way around the swamp won't be making any newspaper headlines. Now look at what I got. A plane half buried in the muck, tainted fuel, and even if I get those sorted out, there ain't enough runway here for me to get flying again. Your plane seems real stuck. Oh, you noticed, huh? Yeah, it's sticking up out of the ground over there. Right? Yep, it sure is. The way Rhonda's staring at you starts to make you a little uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else, shall we? What's wrong with your fuel? Well, I landed. The fuel tank, when I landed, got full of swamp water, which I don't know how well versed you are in the chemistry of aircraft fuel, but not good for it. Not good for it. So I siphoned the tank dry, figured it wouldn't be that big a deal since I've got a can of backup fuel. Oh, let me guess, that's full of water too. Ain't nothing so bad that it can't be a little bit worse. Yeah, I hear ya. Can that be fixed somehow? Well, technically, yeah. It just needs to have the water distilled out of it. I don't have anything like that kind of equipment though. Maybe I can dig something up. That'd be great. Any basic distillation setup should do the trick. It ain't rocket science, just airplane science. It's a couple of rungs below. That's a much slower kind of science. Here's the can. This fuel is all wet. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I take it to like Rufus? It's like the most sciencey person I know, probably has a Bunsen burner or something. Although you don't really want to burn fuel, that's obviously not... I was just picturing evaporating out the water. I don't think that would work the way I'm picturing. And what's involved in building a runway? It does seem like a bigger ask. Maybe you need this solved to go to the next area? That'd be kind of interesting. Someday I'll deal with Charles Wallace, I promise. Someday. With enough tar and macadam. Truth be told, I don't know what that is. I could slap down a quick and dirty runway. Dirtier than quick, for certain, but it'd be good enough to get me out of here. And I've got plenty of tar, but where did you get the barrel of tar anyway? You know, that's a funny story, but anyway, I need a load of macadam to go with it. What's macadam? There we go, perfect. It's like gravel for fuss budgets. For my purposes, I need a load of rocks exactly 3 centimeters across. That isn't very many rocks. The rocks individually are 3 centimeters, not all of them. Each individual rock, not the whole load. It's a further explanation. Oh, I could look for rocks that size. I have totally seen rocks randomly here and there. Oh, no, those are probably related to if you had been a geologist. I've thought that before. we have a quarry to go to. Well, that'd be great. Come to think of it, I believe I passed an old quarry on my way down. Didn't get a close look because I was kind of distracted, but I can mark it on your map for you. You didn't take detailed coordinates of where this quarry was located as you attempted to avoid crash landing? I don't know if you're cut out to be a pilot. Can't go myself. Need to stay here and guard the tar. I will go take a look. Just a bunch of miscellaneous plane stuff. Plain things. This is the most diagonal plane you've ever encountered. There's a boxcar nose dove into the swamp. Everything. Every planes, trains, and automobiles all getting claimed by the swamp here. You consider all the possible ways in which you might extract this plane from its current state of diagonality. 4 oxen and 1 wagon tongue. I don't have any oxen or any sort of wagon tongue. Heavy industry, a construction crane, science, some kind of big magnet, and faith, 7 piety. So I don't think you're supposed to be able to do any of those. Or procrastinate, just do it later. Don't feel like it, why not? Raw muscle, telekinesis, or leverage. Magic seems most cool. You close your eyes and reach out with your feelings. It's going very Jedi here. Then you cause your feelings to magically coalesce into a giant hand made of pure energy. Now we're on to Green Lantern, which easily plucks the plane from the mire while also avoiding being a super dumb and anachronistic pop culture reference. Okay, yeah, you're right. There was none of that felt related in any way, shape, or form to anything else I've ever heard of before. Not even a lick. Not one tiny bit. This plane is now parallel with the plane of the ground. The swamp extends for miles. Yeah, I do not need to go that way. Rhonda! I got your plane unstuck. I saw! That was a hell of a trick, I gotta say. I am duly impressed. Ah, shucks. She's still caked in mud and weeds and all, but I guess that comes with the territory. In a real literal sense. Nothing a little elbow grease can't correct. Plus, maybe a little regular aircraft grease. You don't have anything new to report to Rhonda, so you both just stare at each other in silence for a moment. Like, really, really close to each other, too. Like, I'm way up in her grill. Too close. View side quests. I don't know how to remove the booze. I need the breathing apparatus. Maybe Rufus would also have that. I'm still doing the radio thing. The plane fuel. The rocks. And the Gatorman Hamlet. Oh, and the padlocks, right? I do not have the padlocks quite figured out. And the fences. There's no fence over here, right? That would be absurd. That'd be like a really dumb, weird, confusing place for a fence. I am going to run around to places that are houses. And I'll deal with some fences. And then I'll go visit Rufus, and then I'll go to the quarry. You find an old medicine show wagon overturned in the swamp. Maybe this is how I would have acquired a wagon. Or it was a wagon tongue. Like a tongue that wags. But also like a wagon that you ride in. Most of its contents have long since hazardously dissolved into the local ecosystem. But there's probably some stuff left. A few damp toiletries and even damper medicaments. All things I think I've seen, except for maybe the eye drops. Mercury eye drops. This product is safe and effective, and don't ever let anybody tell you any different. Deal. I'll take your word for it. Alright, this is like the one fence that I did already paint. I will take the blood. I felt like these guys have like a pretty decent setup over here, but it is also temporary, so it makes sense that they wouldn't have a fence. Wait, the treehouse. Thank you. Gra, find food, you take. Oh, thanks. Where did you find this hole? Could you No, shut up. I don't think there would be a fence to paint outside of the guy who gave us the quest to paint fences, but it was worth checking. Monster Shack, again, I don't really think that's going to be where we need to be headed. I don't know if I think I did this in like the transition of one of the last episodes. I decided to just start using the snake again for a little while, level him up, I don't know, give another one of my familiars a little bit of time in the sun. Barbara's hut? Maybe she had a fence outside of her place. Man, most people sure don't feel like bothering with fences. They just kind of do their own thing, just free and breezy, keeping it wide open out here in the swamp. It's gonna end up being like the Gatormen Fortress or something that I need to visit. Yeah, I'm genuinely a little bit surprised that like none of these have what I need. I did go to the Gatormen Village, I think. Well, that's something you don't see every day. A big haunch of meat raw meat hanging from a tree branch in the middle of a swamp. Or at least, I don't see that every day. Maybe you spend more time in swamps than I do. Anyway, not wanting to let a perfectly good haunch go to waste, you approach it, and with a cartoonish spring, you and Alphonse find yourselves trapped in a big net hanging from the tree. Well, dang it! Rah! Tear yourself loose or wait for captors? Do you know what? I'm a little bit curious what happens if I just wait. After a time, a band of gatormen arrive and are plainly delighted to have caught some prey. Ha ha! Human dumb, trick easy. That hurts, but I guess I don't have much of a leg to stand on. I'm not standing on legs, and just more metaphysically, I've made my own bed here that I will now lay vertically off the ground in. Haha, no! Eat leg. I mean, like a rhetorical leg. Eat both. The gatormen lower the net to the ground and surround you. There was an option to surrender. I do not plan to do that. I have no reason to whatsoever. They are reasonably strong. Good for them, I guess is my main thought there. Who's planning to like do the most damage here or like really mess people up? All right. Do away with you first. Second, I could have used some sort of skill here actually and been done with it, but it's fine. Well, next time I'll just rip myself out of there. Ooh, but I did get a swamp haunch. That'll teach them to capture a human being with an obvious trap. A slab of bone and flesh from some animal too distasteful to even mention, let alone eat. What kind of freaky things are out here in this swamp? I can't even use it, and it doesn't say quest. It's not a quest item, it's miscellaneous. I can't think of what that would maybe be. Oh man, did I never figure out the imp? I probably didn't. I'm accumulating quite a few things in the swamp here that I need to come back and deal with. I hope people are helping to keep track of that. I'm falling a ways behind on comments, but I promise I will be catching back up to them, especially when I need to start doing like cleanup and tying off old hanging quests. The shotgun-toting gator hunter hollers at you from behind the trees. Shotgun-toting gator holler. Shotgun-toting gator hunter hollers. Shotgun-toting gator hunter hollers. It's not that hard to say. It just kind of flows interestingly. You again. I told you to get. Didn't I give you enough money from the bus? For the bus here. 20 more meat. Loading up. Nothing. Are you kidding me? The rest of these are... The Flemberg place? Was there something out there? Black-shaped looms, bats, and things. It's just a lot more of the same. Well, I might as well... If there's only two of them, I might as well use like my big attack on those. Did this one? Oh, here's a fence. Oh, okay. You just got to get lined up on it. Another of those cursed picket fences. Figuratively cursed. Will Hunter's the one who's cursed. Give that a paint. That'll be 2. 1 fence left to make Will Hunter a real boy again. Excellent. Excellent. I'm mostly pleased with how that's progressing. At least I found one more of them. Down to Rufus. Chomp, chomp. I'm not sure I really want to know, but what are you eating? What? Book! Smart now! That's not how it works, but did raise his mysticality, so good for him. That's something. Remind me what to do with this gizmo. No, I'm already working away on that. That is quite resolved. Make potions. No. Mirrors. Not worried about that. I was 3 moxie away from being able to use that further. Let's try. Because what have I got in terms of like food right now? 1 and 5, booze maybe, potion. Maybe. I doubt that I can raise Moxie by enough just by, like, eating things. Yeah, most things only raise it by 1. But do like, my pants raise it? Was it Moxie? It was Moxie, yes. Okay. Let me try and push for this then through simply equipable items. Okay, that did add. I wasn't sure if I already had that or not. Throw some pants on there for a little bit extra. And perfect. Give that one more rummage while we're here. Short-circuiting electric prod, a melee weapon. This thing is dangerous, but thanks to its insulated handle, it's only dangerous to everybody who isn't holding it. Deals muscle plus 5 physical damage and reduce stats by 2. 2 away again. That's probably officially too far gone. An accessory, the offhand item isn't going to be a thing. The shoes are not anything that I can build towards. Yeah, that's all I got, I think. Well, checking on Rufus made a lot of sense to me. It was not at all what I actually needed to be doing, damn it. Okay, but maybe that was the right instinct, though. Like, going to, like, a chem lab or something like that would make sense for separating those out. Although I don't remember how, like, involved this lab is. Would fancy potions include, you know, like, fuel without, like, separated fuel or something? That was too much to hope for, I think. It just made sense. No, none of that is going to be of any use. Fuel. The only other thing I can think with the fuel is, like, the opening part of the game and the mud henge. But that's not... I'm not going to be able to do anything with that. Not that I can think of. Well, I think then I will go to the quarry, since it's the next thing that I know to do. And there's no real questioning that one. Should be simple. Gotta watch your step in this swamp. You come across a man sunk up to his elbows in the sludge. Yes, I do appear to be stuck, he says, but I'm too proud to ask for help. Respect his wishes and leave. Someday I'll be there for you, man. Hopefully you're hanging in there for the duration. Feldman Quarry. A dump truck sits beneath the chute, patiently awaiting the day of its dump. Though there's a lot of things to switch there. This rock has an X painted on it for some reason. Oh, I can't go digging at it. This one has sunglasses. Again, did people get turned into rocks this time? You're afraid that if you go any further in that direction, you'll get turned into gravel. I will reach inside. Shadow wine, we've had that plenty of times. Hobo code. X marks a vein of rock candy ore. What's that all about? Pickaxe my way out of this, a la the hobo message. You make short work of the ore's hard candy shell, pure rock candy, a chunk of the big rock candy mountain, worth a small fortune to the right buyer. It's a quest item. It's actually not even listed as being like just the fish sack, where it's like, just go sell this. It's fine, why not? Dump units, polish, pound, crush, reload. This rock has been divested of its sugary riches. The quarry-matic. There's a big label, lever labeled dump here. Tee. Units, polish, pound, crush, reload. So, I will reload it first. Right, all filled with those. Then I will crush them up. Won't move while the machine is loading. Well, is it done now? You hear some loud grinding and crunching. Pound them. You hear pounding and crunching. Polish them. They're becoming smaller. Units. Kerchunk. Oh, I didn't quite make them small enough. The gravel in the machine isn't the right size. Well, then I will pound them again. Ah! I injected it. I totally blew it. Alright, the units are correct now, so it'll just be a matter of... I didn't pay attention. I didn't notice exactly that's how the payload was working. So, if I were to pull that twice to make them quite small, and then It'll be a matter of learning how much pound adds and how much crushing adds, subtracts, I guess more likely. That removed 11, and that removed 28. Is that correct? Is that what I saw there? Okay, and does polishing removes 1. Well, honestly, that's, I should just crush it once. 28 must have been incorrect. 52 down to 17, so 25. Is 25 the correct? I will do that. And then can I just polish it multiple times? Oh, I guess you can't polish something that's already smooth. All right, that makes sense. Then in that case, what it's probably going to want me to do is to load up more than once. Then I'll be at 104 and I can go from there. Oh, you cannot. So if I were to pound it, crush it. See, again, that might not actually be working how I think it is. It cuts it into like a third, I think is how that one worked. So, remove 11, cut it into a third, cut it into a third. Oh, now I have to polish it still. Shit. I was like, I'm a genius. I've perfectly nailed it. It took minimal amounts of tries. I'm a brainiac. Nope, didn't work how I wanted. So, what if I pound and then crush, and then I'll crush one more time, and then I'll polish, and it's ready to be dumped. Perfection. The dump truck full of hard-worn macadam. Drive it back to Rhonda. Really? You don't even know who this truck belongs to. Yes, really. You're just gonna steal it. You know that's a crime, right? I work here. I work at the quarry. Don't worry about it. I'll bring it back. Well, you promise? Yes, I promise. Yes, I promise. Sheesh. I don't know. Doesn't sound very sincere. Oh, come on. Look, I'm just not willing to be an accessory to dump truck theft. I said I'll bring it back. All right, well, if you don't, it's on your head, not mine. Who are you? My mom? Maybe, potentially. I haven't seen her in quite some time. I don't know what she's up to these days. There we go. I have your macadam, madam. Say, those are some good-looking rocks. Nice find. Okay, give me a hand spreading these out and tarring them up. The two of you spend some time setting up a makeshift runway. It's hard, dirty work, but it beats dealing with fairies and fishmen and the rest of the bonkers nonsense you've been getting up to. Good, good. That'll do nicely. Well, nice is maybe over-complimenting it, but it's good enough. Great. I think we're ready to go. I mean, other than the last thing, because I don't know how to deal with the fuel. It's just listed, watered down plain fuel. I don't have a thing to go to that is like specifically a fuel location. How could I remove water from fuel? The distillery might make sense. That's kind of what I'm picturing. I think that's probably my best bet. And now that I'm here at Crystal Dream Lake, I'm gonna run around and look for radios. I don't remotely remember where they're located, but hopefully we find at least a couple. Oh, Alphonse wants to talk. I learn thing. Huh? What did you learn? Say 3 words. His mysticality increased by 1. That's amazing. Just maybe that one time for that one gag. That's beautiful. I did weirdly think there was one out here. I'm glad I came and checked. That's excellent. The frequency of fights that are against, like, shadow people just keeps getting higher and higher. Like, it's the majority of what I run into these days, for sure. Oh, this teeny tiny radio counts, apparently. Okay, we're up to 8 on that. I wouldn't have thought that would count, but yeah, I'll take it. I am pretty wholly suspicious that junk mail is, like, the gag there is that it's junk. It's useless crap that you're never going to properly open. It's not really using up space in your inventory because that's not really how inventories work in this game, but it's entirely there to just be a nuisance, I guess. Found thing, you take. Shadow bomb. What the? Is this a bomb? Where did you find a bomb? Tree stump. I don't know how to react to this at all. Shut up. Free bomb. You're right. I will get over it. That's lovely. You're so thoughtful. Thank you, Gator friend, forever. You're just a swell lad. Well, I don't know why Alphonse is leveling up so much, but I'll take it. While walking through the forest surrounding Crystal Dream Lake, you suddenly hear a horrific grinding sound. The heck is that horrific grinding sound? Brush teeth. I respect good dental hygiene, but it shouldn't sound like that. Wait, are you brushing your teeth with a file? Make sharp. Remove tartar. Alphonse's Swamp Chomp now deals 5 additional damage. Wow, Swamp Chomp, underappreciated before. How delightfully fun that is to say. I'm into it. There might be radios back in like the past of different locations, but I don't actually feel like checking that. I didn't think there'd be ones out at the ferry for the same reason I don't think there's gonna be ones out at the Beppo's hole. This is just like the big snake pit, right? Yeah, of course there's not a radio out there. We're doing pretty good on radio count. 8 out of I think 11 is what we're reaching for. Grandpa Joe's quality spirits. There is also a chance that there's like a radio out here. Make potions. This used to be a still, and it still is. Hey, maybe you can use this thing to fix Rasmussen's fuel. Distill the wet fuel. You light the still and dry out the fuel. This is as dry as fuel can get and still count as fuel. I want to give you a further look. Bang on it. Nope, a sober clang. I thought this seemed like a good bet that there would be a radio here. That just like made sense to me. I don't know why I had such a high level of confidence in that. Let's go round this out rather than leaving things hanging. I've been bouncing around this episode a lot. It's, but it mostly focused on this. I got your fuel cleaned up. No Shinola? If there was any in there, I think I got it out. Well, let's have a look, like instead of saying no shit. She opens the can, pours a little into a wine glass, and swirls it around while peering at it closely. Well, look at that. No legs at all. Oh, geez, did I mess it up? No, that's a good thing. It means we got rid of all the water. Don't see any dirt in here either. Nice work. Well, thanks. I guess you're all set then? Looks like it. Got my plane, fuel, and runway all sorted out. Thanks a ton. I couldn't have done it without you, you know? You could have a career in aviation if you ever decide to give up. What do you do? I'd rather not attempt to explain it. Gotcha. I've had jobs like that. Well, I haven't got any meat on hand to pay you for your time, but here, let me give you the spare flight helmet as a souvenir. A stylish leather helmet that will help you convince everybody that you're a celebrity aviator. Mysticality and moxie. Oh, neat. Thanks. You earned it, pal. Keep her flying. Oh, just gone. Oh, there you go. Woo, have fun. See ya. Good luck. Oh, you can't even rummage through all that. The dump truck, I will drive it back. It's back where it belongs, thanks to your integrity and civil-mindedness. And you thought I wouldn't do it. There's no reason for that one to be wearing sunglasses. I don't understand. I don't think there was even a payoff to that remotely. It's barely a setup. It's nothing. Okay, that was a nice, complete, resolved thing within a single episode, which I always dig. Oh, now it's just a runway rather than a crash site. Thank you all so much for watching. Pitch me on some episode titles, and I'll see you with more Shadows Over Loathing tomorrow.